It is Sunday, December 29th. It is almost 2020, and with that comes the New Year's resolutioners. So, this is going to be an echo of a message that I made last year, or possibly 2 years ago, I can't remember, but my message has been the same regarding this topic for the last 4 years or so. And that is that I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I haven't, and I don't, and I never will. Not to say that there's anything wrong with planning goals, because as you guys know, goals are the number one priority. Goals. Figuring out how to first set your goals, make them specific, but achieve those goals, conquer them, destroy them. And you need short and long-term goals. That's the only thing that I like about the New Year's resolution is it's typically people set out for like a short or long-term goal. Maybe it's to lose 15 pounds this year. But the problem is everybody forgets about their New Year's resolution goals within a month of making them. You know, by February, everybody's forgotten their goals. Maybe you got a gym membership, you stopped going, you're procrastinating. That's oftentimes the biggest one is with the new year comes a new you, and you are going to be in training and being dedicated to nutrition. And you might buy some fruits and vegetables that first week, but it's a problem that's really, it's rooted in our culture. It arises simply from that exact mindset. Think about it. You wait till a specific day to make a change. Why not make that change today? And we always wait for the perfect opportunity for everything. This isn't just with setting goals. This is with everything. Taking a risk. You always got to wait for the stars to align. Stars to align a certain way. Certain things have to happen in a specific order, and then you'll pull the trigger. Then you'll make that move. But the reality is there is no perfect time, and you won't know what the perfect time is because oftentimes you miss it. You know? So you got to make the change, well, when it feels right. But you just need to make the change. You need to do it now. And I hate that people wait. But think of, for example, people want to start a diet, right? Newfound motivation. You found a great YouTube video. You watch one of my YouTube videos. You decide, I'm going to get in shape. It's a Tuesday. What do most people say? I'll start the diet Monday. So you have 6 days of fucking off, and you set yourself back more and more each day. So then, not only are you less motivated because now you have that motivation that you lost throughout that entire week. Now it's time to start and you're like, maybe I can push it off. But now you're 6 days in the hole. You could have been making that progress, but now instead you set yourself back because you're in anticipation of starting a diet. You're going to be eating all this junk food, all this trash, drinking all these sugary beverages, not going to the gym. And now Monday comes, and now you have to drastically change everything in order to make that change. And it's more difficult. It's a more difficult starting point. And everybody does this. So many people do this, and I can't stand it. I find myself doing it if it's, say, I want to start a new program and it's a Friday. I'll wait because simply logistically with the way that the workout days work and the way the rest days work, I can't start it on Friday. So I got to start it on Monday once the program actually begins because that's the first day that you're working out with that program. I can totally understand that, but I don't skip the gym the rest of those days. I go to the gym, I'll take Sunday off, and then I'll start the new program starting Monday. But I don't understand why people feel this need to change specifically at this new year. What makes 2020 any different than 2019 or 2019 any different from 2018? It doesn't matter. That's not to say you shouldn't set long-term goals because that's critical. You know, typically short-term goals they could be immediate, they could be in your day-to-day, they could be in your week-to-week, they could be maybe monthly or semi-annually or something like that. Typically, long-term goals are maybe 9 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years, big picture thinking. It could be a lifetime. Maybe you want to be able to retire with $4 million in your bank account. I don't know. Maybe that's your goal. That's a long-term goal. Now you got to set up short-term goals to get you to that long-term goal. That's the whole purpose of planning and setting goals. And that's the perks of being goal-oriented is because you could set those things up, you could achieve them, and you can get the desired result. That's powerful. And you can do that with any area of life. It doesn't have to specifically be this new year, January 1st. I feel new. I'm energized. I'm motivated now because, I had all these days off from work. So now I can really put my nose to the grindstone and get everything done. But I don't like that message. My message is get better every day. Plan things out. Write out your goals. And this is a big thing with procrastination, because I find myself doing that, and this is what a lot of people do, and I guess I'll be completely honest. I've been looking at getting into boxing for probably 6 to 8 months, and I've gotten into it. Anything I'm super passionate about or I think is really cool, I learn everything I can about it. So I was watching all of Mike Tyson's fights, every single one. I watched them multiple times and just analyzing, like, what does he do with his body? How do his hips move when he hits? How does he move when he dodges punches? Because he was an excellent fighter. He was powerful, strong, dominant, but he could also defend like nobody. He was fantastic. And so I'm like, oh, I want to idolize him. I want to picture what he does. How can I do that? And so I did that. I watched a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. And I think ultimately the reason that I haven't done it, I've been justifying it saying I need to drop a little bit of weight. I need to start doing a little cardio because I don't want to go to boxing lessons and be out of breath in the first 20 seconds because I know I will be. But the fact of the matter is maybe it's just fear, and I think it's probably fear. I might be making justifications as to why I'm not going to do it. I mean, I definitely have those concerns. Those are valid concerns. Like, I don't want to pay so much money for because they're expensive. I've been looking at packages. They're so expensive, and I don't want to, waste my time. But at the same time, the only way to get things done and to do anything is just to do it. Just do it. Like, I'm waiting for the perfect time. For example, think of it with relationships. I like to make these analogies between like relationships, work, and social life, and just goals for your own personal life, whether it's financial or whatever goals you have. But there are some parallels that you can draw here. You start talking to a girl or a guy, you've been talking for, a few months, and you're hesitant to pull the trigger. You don't know if you want to make it official and be exclusive. You have some concerns, right? Maybe they got some issues going on with like an ex, or maybe they have some family issues, or maybe there's been death in the family. It's kind of crazy. You're kind of waiting until things like teeter out. Guess what? The future's uncertain, and you wait for the perfect time. You're like, okay, as soon as like her ex is out of the picture, maybe they're gonna move, right? Or maybe the death of the family is just gonna go at ease, and eventually it's just gonna subside. It's not really gonna be an issue. Or maybe the family is gonna realize I'm a great person and they're gonna love me, and then everything will be perfect. Then we could set it up, and then we could date, get the white picket fence, the dogs, the cats, kids, all that stuff. But guess what? It's uncertain. Anything can happen. Guess what? Another family member could die. One of your family members could die. Maybe your family finds something out about them through the grapevine, and they turn out to not like your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever. Maybe something happens financially and cripples you, and you're like, oh shit, now we're not going to be able to go on dates. Or maybe we have an apartment together and I can't afford the rent now. What are we going to do? Are we going to have to break up? Am I going to have to move back into my parents' house? Things are going to happen that you have no control over whatsoever. So by you waiting and postponing, simply because, things aren't really turning out how I want them to be right now, maybe in a couple weeks or a month or 2 months, things will be better. Then I can pull the trigger. Guess what? Anything could happen. It does not matter. Planning can only take you so far. And as a great show, Prison Break, my favorite show of all time, says, preparation can only take you so far. Then you got to have a few leaps of faith. And that's what you need right now, my friend. If you are planning on setting up this massive 2020, I'm going to shatter the world come 2020. Think of that. Have goals. Maybe you want to make goals that are specific to 2020. That's cool. You know what you need to do? Put them on a goddamn billboard. Put them up in your apartment. Big words. Put them up in your room. Make sure that you see that every single day so you do not forget about it. You want to know one thing that I did? It was kind of dramatic, but I was going through, this is probably, it's almost 2020 now, so this was probably like 6-7 years ago. I was going through like a really hard breakup. I was shattered, and I put this screenshot, I put it in my notebook. I read it somewhere in like YouTube comment section, or like it was like a how to talk to girls video or something stupid. I don't know, I was a kid. And there was a bunch of quotes that were like, to boost my self-confidence and remind me that, like, even though stuff's tough right now, it's going to turn around. And I would screenshot that. So every single time I look at my phone, I would see that. That was the background on my phone. I put that as the background on my phone, and it helped me every single day. And I never forgot it. And that's what you need to do with your goals. You need to remind. And every time, procrastination, as I was saying with the whole boxing thing, it's hard, but you need to make notes. I have notes all over my apartment, everywhere. Sticky notes, notebooks, put them in my wallet. Screenshots on my phone through my pictures, because occasionally I go through like old pictures, and it's always a constant reminder, like, dude, what are you doing? You set this goal out, you want to do this, you need to get it done. Be cognizant of it, don't let it slip up, don't forget about it, because we forget about things. And that's basically my message, guys. Is just, if you're gonna set goals, I'm not a fan. The whole New Year's thing is, it doesn't matter. It's just another day. It's just another day. January 1st, 2020 is no different than January 31st, 2019. Just as January 2nd is the same, and guess what? March 20th, 2020 is going to be exactly the same as the 29th. It's going to be exactly the same as December 31st, 2019. I shouldn't say exactly, you get the hyperbole there, but the point is, if you want to make a change, make it today. There's nothing special about the new year. Just make the change today and conquer it and destroy all your goals. So that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope to make another video before 2020, but be sure to check out every single video that I post because, well, that's what we do here. I don't know. That was the corniest closeout ever, but I'll see you guys in that next video. Peace out. And don't forget, leave topics with videos that you want coming soon. See you guys real soon. Peace out.